Welcome to Your Wise Self with Sara, the podcast that invites you to embark on a journey of self-discovery, growth, and transformation. Thank you for joining me, Sara, as I explore the profound wisdom that resides within each of us, waiting to be uncovered and embraced. Today's episode is Harnessing Healing Energy, insights from Reiki Master and Direct Energy Transference Therapy Facilitator, Joe Carswell. Since 2010, Joe Carswell has been dedicated to helping individuals find their path through the transformative power of Reiki. His journey began with a pivotal moment when his friend and neighbor attuned him to Reiki. This experience marked a significant milestone, reshaping Joe's life direction and grounding all future decisions for him. Initially, Joe provided private sessions in his home and in the homes of other clients. In 2021, he expanded his practice by opening a clinic space in Central Iowa. This dedicated space has significantly enhanced his ability to serve clients in need. Despite his full-time role as a construction engineer at a local hospital, Joe manages to balance both professions, preparing the clinic for evening sessions. Both roles fulfill his passion for problem solving and providing support. Currently, Joe operates as a sole proprietor and is the primary practitioner at his clinic. As he ventures into teaching, he anticipates expanding his practice to include additional practitioners and increasing his availability. Joe is deeply grateful for the unwavering support of his family. His wife, Angie, has been a steadfast partner since 1991. Together, they have raised 3 remarkable young men. Their support is integral to his ability to assist others. Welcome, Joe. It's great to have you.
Thank you for having me here.
So Joe is a longtime friend, and I just would love the opportunity to first share a little bit about my experience of getting to know you over the years. And I can't even remember what year it was, but I know this was many years ago because my boys were little. And you actually came to my house to do some tile work.
I did.
A kitchen backsplash. And I remember I had a sinus infection that day. You said, "Do you mind if I do some Reiki on you?" And I said, "Sure." I didn't know that much about Reiki or energy work at that point. And so you did. I'm certain it helped me. I don't remember at this moment, but I'm sure it helped me. And I know that soon after that, I kind of embarked on my own spiritual journey, learning about Reiki and direct energy transference, which we're going to talk about today. And it's like it all converged in 2022. And I finally made it into your office and got the opportunity to regularly come in and have appointments with you. So I'm super excited for us to dive into all the work you've been doing and just bring us through this whole journey of how you got here to this point today. So if you don't mind starting us out just with what is Reiki? What is direct energy transference? Share with the audience who may be unfamiliar with what it is.
Yeah, Reiki is a very, thousands and thousands of years old. It was something that humans used to do before anything else. We used to heal ourselves. And over time, we've forgotten how to do that. We've forgotten how to help each other. There was a monk in Japan by the name of Mikao Ushi. He went into kind of a meditation, did his similar 40 days of meditation kind of thing, and came out with this method of healing, and it became Reiki. And so he taught that in Japan, taught it to really a small group over there. And then eventually over the years, it developed, it changed, it got bigger and bigger. Then eventually it came to the West. That time period is not very long ago. It's like 1920s when that started. So 1970s, it came to the United States. It just has grown since over here. So that's a little bit of the history of it. And it's a pass down from a master to a student. There's not really a book that you go by and you become Reiki. It's actually opening your body to accept this kind of energy. It's a very, very powerful session that happened. And it's kind of a life-changing scenario.
Excellent. Well, we'll definitely get into more about the whole process and what happens when you're delivering Reiki, but we really appreciate getting the background on what it is and kind of how it started. And so direct energy transference, tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Like Reiki, it is energy. It's very much the same energy we're using. Think of energy as just being around us all the time. It's like air that we're breathing. Every animal, every tree, everything you can think of has energy. Even a rock and it really doesn't matter. All the stuff around you has electrons and energy, and we're moving. DET, or direct energy transference therapy, is something that we've been trained to be able to grab or harness this energy and pass it to a client. And so we really become separate from that energy. It doesn't come through us. We're just grabbing it and giving it freely. And the body knows exactly what to do with it. It says, I've been waiting for this much energy to go fix this and this and this. And it does it in a matter of seconds.
Amazing. I love hearing about that and exactly how that works. So this is typically what you're doing in a session is you're providing Reiki to your client and you're providing the direct energy transference. So you had this introduced to you at some point in time. So tell us a little background about how you got started with having this introduced to you first.
Sure. So it goes back a few years, right? So I've been doing this for roughly 14 years now. This all started with a neighbor moving in next door to me. Her name was Gina. She was a very holistic person. We chatted a lot. We were able to share stories of her healing, her journey during that time. And we got pretty close that way just to know each other. She decided to open a clinic here in Boone. I was doing remodeling as a contractor. And so I helped her out quite a bit in building the rooms and setting up the clinic. So we get to the end of opening day or whatever. And she turns to me and says, Joe, you'd do anything for anybody. Would you raise your hand for Reiki? I said, sure. When can we do this? My hand went right up. I was pretty excited about it. I'd heard all the stories about her and her mother. Her mother was a healing person as well. So that's when my first attunement happened, shortly after that anyway.
So what does attunement mean when you say, what is an attunement?
So the attunement, that's the part where you're actually passing down the energy, or you're not really passing down the energy, but you're opening your chakras, or you're opening your body to really be aware and accept all the energy is going to flow through you. Because when you work on somebody, you're not going to use your own energy. You're going to use the energy around you. Some call it the universal energy. It's really that opening of that chakra.
What I'm hearing you say is that you were working in this building and you had kind of these interactions with Gina, and you're kind of sensing that all this amazing energy that was happening within this space, and she offers you an attunement. So what happened in that attunement that kind of just shifted your whole life?
Wow. Yeah. Really too many numerous things to even mention. The amount of thankfulness that I had after the session is really like an eye-opener to see all the things that you don't normally see. It was really a time to reflect that way. Your intuitiveness really increases. You're able to sense things that you wouldn't normally even pay attention to. As I was a contractor, I also had an appointment shortly after my attunement to go look at a bathroom. And so I did my attunement. I said, wow, my hands are crazy hot right now. This is amazing. Wanted to talk a little bit more about stuff, but I have to go. I'll have to come back later and we can chat more. I took off down the road. Suddenly I could feel everyone's emotions around me driving down the highway. I didn't know what was going on to start with, but all this happiness or sadness or anger or whatever everybody feels when they're driving down the road, I suddenly was putting two and two together as you're driving and you're looking at the other people and, oh, that makes more sense.
They're feeling what they're feeling.
I'm feeling this. And you look at the next person, it's like, yeah, I've felt that too. So it happened for like 50 miles for me to go look at this bathroom.
Was that like scary? Was that a little disconcerting?
It was a little scary. Well, I got to the front of the house and I'm like, how do I go talk to these people? I'm kind of having an emotional moment right now. This is pretty awesome. Boom. It shuts off like the blink of an eye. I'm like, oh, okay. I got Joe again. Let's go sell a bathroom. So I walk in. I was in there for 15, 20 minutes. Easiest sell ever. Okay, that's weird. Turn around, hop back in the car, and snap. Here we go again. This gushing, overwhelming, cascading feeling of energy coming through me just made me feel thankful and awe. Awe is the biggest thing. Wow. This is beyond what I've ever thought, and I get to experience it.
That's a big, profound shift that you have for just this one attunement.
One day, yeah.
One day. I mean, and obviously it was impactful to you to the point where your next thought was, I have to learn how to do this and share this gift with other people. And we'll get into this a little bit more too, but I mean, you were a healthy individual at this point, having an attunement. There's a lot of reasons that people come in for Reiki and DET that can go into kind of some illnesses or mental health, that type of thing too. So tell us a little bit about how that works when you're working on somebody in terms of helping somebody who might be really healthy and somebody who might be struggling with some things, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual.
So yes, when you have a client, you experience everything they're experiencing. You don't know what it is that they're experiencing, but you can feel it. That itself is profound. Makes that connection just immediate.
Is it exhausting? Does it take energy from you?
With Reiki, the energy is constant. So there's just a constant flow. So you could do Reiki nonstop days. In fact, I have sessions that last a couple hours sometimes because the time just kind of disappears when you're in session. With DET, you're grabbing that energy. There's work involved. So you're grabbing it. You're not holding it. You're delivering it. And so that's work. That's like going to the gym and having an exercise. We also get a feedback off that. So even though I'm not doing Reiki when I'm doing direct energy transference, I still get a reflection of what the energy is, how it's in your body, whether it's stressful, whether it's emotional, whether it's just a muscle, just a tendon. You can feel it's just structure, feel all those things, and then you can just pull it away like it was never there and refill it up with good energy, and it's fixed.
Almost like I'm picturing a blockage in a way.
Right.
Is it like an energetic blockage that could be happening?
Yeah. Well, it's blockages. It's things we think about every day, things we stress about, and we just don't stress about it in our mind. We stress and then we store it somewhere because we don't want to talk about it. We want to just get rid of it. We're not ready to let go of those things. So we plug them away. Your body stores things everywhere, stores fat in places we don't want to. I can't do anything for your fat, but I can help you with your stress.
Perfect. That's awesome. Well, it's funny because I think that like just walking through a little bit of my experience might also kind of highlight this as well. And when I talk about I started on my journey with yoga was probably about 2014. And I'd say that's kind of when I started to get more introduced into the layers of our existence. Mm-hmm. So looking beyond the physical body into the emotional, mental, spiritual, all the different layers of the body. And I'm going down this whole pathway and learning about all this. And I think that so many people don't realize exactly all the things that we're talking about here, about how things can get stored in our body. It can show up as dis-ease. It can show up as mental rumination. It can show up as all these different things. So I guess I just want to go into my session that, well, we did two things. We recorded a session, so we can put that up on the show notes so that people can kind of get an idea. It's like in fast forward, isn't it? Or something. I mean, it's very brief.
It's brief, but it covers like 45 minutes time lapse. Right?
Yeah, it gives you a kind of a general idea of what's happening. I mean, the first time when I walked in, I was heavily stressed out from school, felt very heavy. Lots of emotions stored. And I walked out of there and I always tell people, no kidding, you feel like, you joked about not having, you can't do anything for people's fat, but I feel 10 pounds lighter, at least physically, just because it's moved all that heavy energy that feels like it's holding us down. So if we do nothing else to encourage people to come to visit you to receive these treatments, they, if people are feeling heavy, if they're feeling, and I mean energetically heavy, if they're feeling like they're having concerns or issues with, there's a number of treatments. I was reading through everything, people who are receiving chemotherapy.
And you brought up some really good points. A lot of times I like to say it's a foundation. So we build a foundation for removing all the stuff that has been bothering you, why you're down, why you're not doing the other things you should be doing, and then allowing your body to actually go do those things. That's a pretty amazing transformation for each person.
So if I'm hearing you right there, you're saying basically, so if people feel stuck.
Yes.
Stuck. Whether it's physically,
right,
like can't get off the couch stuck. If they're feeling energetically stuck, Like they can't move forward
mentally,
with
emotionally
something.
stuck. Maybe they're going through a divorce. Maybe they're going through, who knows what, the kids, they're angry, whatever the case may be. They're kind of done with the way they've been working, and they're ready for something different. And sometimes those answers aren't out there easy for them. And so when they find this, it's the easy path. I do all the hard work. They just get to relax.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
And relaxing it is. That's for sure.
Yes, on to an example. So I've been doing this since 2010 roughly. I have 3 boys, played sports and those kind of things. So we're out watching football, junior high, not a big deal, easy games, right? And one of our teammates has an injury. I'm up in the stands. I'm already have started sending to him. As a Reiki, you don't have to be close. You can just freely send it out there, right? It's up to them to kind of accept it. But then I knew the parents, I knew the dad. And so I actually got up and walked down as the dad was bringing the car around. And just before his child got into the car, I said, "Can I have just a few seconds with your son?" Dislocated shoulder, a lot of pain, very uncomfortable. I didn't touch him, but I just grabbed energy and dumped it on him. And his expression of taking this amazing breath, he was almost going to scream, and then just into total relaxation and just fell into a seat. And I was like, "Okay, thanks." And the way they went, and didn't have to get his arm reset. Minimal therapy, coming back, just some time out. So,
amazing.
Your body will fix it. Your body, wants to relax, but your mind and your muscles are not letting it. So it's trying to protect itself as well. So,
okay.
Yeah. So that's one example.
That's amazing.
Another one was a friend of the family, very skeptical, but in a ton of pain, discomfort, trying to carry on a profession, but taking some pretty heavy medicine to curb the pain. When you take those medicines, you can't go to work. You're just under the medicine, right? And so enough time, enough of those kind of therapies was building up, and we're at a holiday, and I said, "Why don't you just stand up here and give me a few seconds? Let's see if I can pull some of that pain off." "Oh no, but okay, I'm willing to give anything a try." 30 seconds, no pain. This is all DET. Didn't ever have to take a pill again. Came back for slight discomfort, saw me 2 more times, told me she had surgery lined up to have spinal surgery to correct some stuff. Canceled it. And so pretty amazing story. Sorry for the surgeon. Pretty profound response and quick turnaround.
And you're just this conduit, like helping remove this negative energy, helping kind of move things around, kind of restructure. I think that's part of too with my training in yoga, is that's what I constantly am telling people, is that we're just moving our bodies in a different way that it's not used to moving. And so that we can rework those patterns and kind of break things up a little bit. And I feel that. And so from my personal experience, so I walk in, very overwhelmed with school, very emotional state. And still to this day, every time, I mean, I've been to you probably 10 times now, at least. And, I mean, literally I can just stand and you will have, your hands aren't even on me. They're just behind me. And I just like immediately can feel this like melting of all the stuff starting to move away from me. So what's interesting to me too is we'll go through a session. So I'm standing there, you kind of do the evaluation. So people see this on the video too. I'll post on the show notes, but you do the evaluation, you'll kind of start to notice where energy's stuck. You'll start pulling it and moving. So, you're doing your thing and you're breathing to get the energy to move. And then I actually lay down on like a treatment table, and I always like to cover up. I like the blankets and the comfy warmth of, all that. And again, same thing. I feel like I go into a very meditative state. You start at the top of my head. You're going to work down one side. You do some light touch, and that's optional. I assume you talk with people or ask them if that's okay, that type of thing.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm fine with the touch. And then you'll work back up. You could start at the top of my head again, right? And then go down the right side of my body. Right. So interestingly, your office is kind of near, this just happened last time, it's near the fire department.
Right.
And it was funny because I said I was in such a meditative state that the fire trucks fired up, literally, right. The siren. And I barely noticed it. I thought it was in the music or something. I thought I was just in this calm meditative state it's like nothing alerted in my body that this fire truck siren's going off right outside the window. So, it's just this amazing relaxation, and then I think the other thing that's really amazing too is that you and I have talked about this too, that we'll go through a session and the very first time I said, oh my gosh, the colors. And you go, oh, the purple was amazing. And you could see what I was seeing.
Right.
And the colors and the different things. And so we've talked about that too. So I know there's just like some things that maybe can't even be explained behind this, but I feel like there's definitely like what you're explaining or sharing about the direct energy transference and this exchange of energy where it's pulling off the negative and all this. And then you're able to kind of see or tune into some of what's going on. And you've alluded to that.
Right.
So tell us more about that.
Sure. So yeah, during DET, direct energy transference therapy, that session is mostly done standing up. We can do a whole hour of it. If we do, I'll lay you down because I'll work your feet up to your head at that point. But it's a little bit exhausting for me. So I get the benefit of coming in, getting your body to line up perfectly. People come in with their spine, their hips, their shoulder blades, all out of whack. And there's not one that doesn't leave perfect. Like dead on, straight spine, shoulder blades perfect, hips, knees, cranial, everything's straight. They probably haven't felt like that in a long time. So yeah, so the DET, yeah, I'm feeling all the dysfunction in the body. Your body's raising its hand saying, look at this spot. It's over here. Can you feel it? I can feel it. It's giving off a different pattern. It's hot compared to the rest of your body. There's just all sorts of things that you can feel. Some of it's emotion. Some of it you feel in yourself what the dysfunction is. And so you can play that with experience. And then we just remove it. So a lot like giving you energy, I'm actually going to reverse the flow and take it away. And so I don't give that to anyone. Okay. So I don't keep it for myself. I actually recycle it back to the earth with love and passion, and it's happy. Right. And so hopefully we've changed it forever, but those things come out very easy. Grab energy in and deliver it back to the body. And the body says, thanks. And it relaxes. You might get some cramping in other parts of your body because your body's doing the work. I'm not really even touching you when I'm doing that. You could slip a piece of paper in between us the whole time. It's just the flow, and it's amazing. Reiki is more the subtle, lay down on the table, let's work through the whole thing and really balance everything. So we kind of did the raw, like, go fix. And now we're just going to go back and balance everything. And so that's what I like about doing both sessions together, which takes about an hour, but it's well worth it. Sometimes an hour and a half. yeah, the Reiki, we're a little more connected on that. So I get to use my intuitiveness that I don't think that I have, but it's there. I'm still getting used to that I can notice things and, okay, let's go work on that. Again, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the reason is behind it. The client is perfectly private with their thoughts and that kind of thing. But I can just feel what's left. This is the emotions, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing or muscular thing. And so as I'm working from head to toe, we're kind of bouncing that energy. Not that I'm pushing it, but I'm just with it. And so I can feel as far down the body as it goes, and it comes back. And it's just like a wave in a pond, right? And so you watch the wave go out, and then you can watch it come back. I'm not really watching it. My eyes are closed the entire time. I don't always see colors, but a lot of times I do. It usually means there's some of it's my color. Okay. It's my energy and my radiance that I bring. And some of it's the people that walk with us or our guides. And whether that's the good Lord or anyone else, we don't know, or maybe we do.
Well, and you actually bring up a good point, if you don't mind me jumping in there. You bring up a good point about the good Lord. I mean, I think that the other thing too is, let's talk a little bit about the side of this that people, I mean, I've said woo-woo a couple of times on my podcast before because woo-woo is my favorite thing. I mean, I like the things that are spiritual. I have found that it helps me connect and ground and center. And there's some people that feel like it might be anti-religious or something, the devil's work, or something along those lines. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it, but just give us some thoughts on that, because I know you're a religious man and here you are doing spiritual work. So how does that work?
So yeah, I actually wasn't baptized till I did my second or third level of Reiki. It wasn't until I was so profound in the spirit that I was like, wow, I was very connected. I was also teaching confirmation. I had 3 boys all going through school. So I had 6 years of, donating time and confirmation and working with kids. And yeah, I've got a little background there, I guess. But yeah, there's no denomination. It's just beautiful. There's no negative. It's only the greatest good. Okay. So you don't have to worry about coming in and leaving with something you didn't come in with, right? Or not sure of the process, or it's all natural. It's very pure.
Well, that's really the purpose behind this whole episode for me, is to really help educate people about what it is, why people would do it, why you're doing this amazing work. You are in Central Iowa, but you can do Reiki over Zoom, for example. So, I mean, you are able to, we don't have to be in person with you, is what I'm getting at there.
This is true. There's no distance, time, or space that we can't surpass. Okay. When energy moves, there's no time that takes place. It's instant. It's much like the quantum fields that they're talking about all the time. You have a thought, you move a little energy, it's there already. There's no time that goes by. We can work with people. Now, I do like to work with someone first. And so it really helps me match their frequency. It really helps me match who they are. When I work on them first and then send to them, I actually get that wave back. And so I can feel how the session's going, even though we're not together. Okay. I can feel all the different places that have dysfunction. A lot of times energies will stop at the knee or the back or the hip, and you can feel it even when you're 200 miles away. That's pretty amazing, but it's so subtle that if you're not looking for it, if you're not noticing it, it's not there.
Well, so let's tell the audience how they can get a hold of you if they want to have a session with you, meet with you. Do you do kind of an introductory meeting so people who might have questions first?
Sure. I do an introduction or a consultation, as we call it. It's free of charge. There's you just come in, you talk with me, we can set something up. If you're ready, I'll work on you right then. If you want to think about it for a time, we'll schedule something down the road when you're ready. My number's always available. You can text me or call me. It's 515-689-6252. And probably the easiest way is to go online, schedule on joecarswell.com. You can just go in there, set up your initial appointment. It takes an hour and a half, and we'll meet with you. We'll kind of interview you, see what's going on, and do a structural assessment. The rest I take care of.
Amazing. Your website is great. It's so easy to sign up through all the technology you have set up right out there on your website. And people can learn more just by reading your website. They can reach out to you anytime for that consultation, it sounds like. This has been so exciting and wonderful. I'm so grateful that I got the opportunity to have this brought out to the world. I think the world needs to learn more about Reiki and DET and Joe Carswell and how we can just continue to improve our well-being, feel better. And really, that's, again, my goal and my hope for doing this podcast is to share messages of people like yourself who are doing healing work out in the world. So thank you so much, Joe, for the work you do.
Absolutely. And thank you for doing the show and being a client as well.
Thank you for joining us on this enlightening episode of Your Wise Self with Sara. Today, we explored the transformative world of healing energy, exploring how modalities like Reiki and DET can profoundly impact our well-being. As we wrap up, remember that healing energy is not just about physical wellness. It's about nurturing your mind, body, and spirit. Whether you're new to these practices or have been exploring them for a while, I encourage you to stay curious and ask questions and trust in the process. If today's discussion resonated with you, please consider reaching out to Joe. Healing is a journey, and every step you take is a step towards a more balanced, harmonious life. Please take a moment to also subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Any 5-star ratings and thoughtful reviews help me reach more listeners and continue bringing you valuable content. Thank you for listening, and as always, stay wise, stay well, and keep exploring the wonders of your own energy. Until next time, take care.